Welcome to Creative Conversations with David and Donna. I'm David.
And I'm Dre.
And I'm Donna.
Today in the studio, a little studio, we have a special guest with us, a very special guest, DeAndre Creer, or as you may know him, DCITM. Very happy to have him here today. We're going to interview him, ask him about all of his upcoming stuff, all the stuff he's done in the past, his creative process, all the stuff we keep talking about that we're going to talk about, and finally, we're going to talk. I said talk a lot in that sentence.
You didn't say it as many times as I keep saying absolutely. So I'm going to be on top of that today. I'm going to try new words.
Ongoing joke in our thing is she keeps saying absolutely. I've noticed I'm trying to stop it, but the name of our business is Stay Creative. The amount of times the word creative is said, I have a little thing set up on the website that's like analyzes our pages, and it keeps saying like, you use the word creative a lot. Maybe try to find a synonym. I'm like, nope, creative. I don't know what else to do. I'm writing. I'm like, I don't know what else to put. So just the word create is all over the place.
And that's wonderful. That's what we're here to do.
It's our brand.
It is. It is our brand.
So what's going? Should we call you Dre or DCITM?
Call me Dre.
Or DC?
Call me Dre.
Mr. ITM.
I like it, Mr. ITM.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
You should go. You know how Snoop Dogg changed his name to like Snoop Lion at one point?
Yeah.
You can be Mr. I don't know, man. I watch Epic Rap out as a history. They call him Snoop Lion. That's all I know.
Yeah, he went. His first career was like hip hop with Snoop Dogg. Then he went to Snoop Lion for reggae. And then he went back.
I didn't know that's why I did it.
Yeah.
You can be Mr. ITM for piano. You play piano.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think we should start with a little history. And just like David, Dre was in my classes when he was in high school. But for a little bit of a difference, Dre was with me all 3 years. So as a sophomore, he was in my 7th hour English 2 class, which is a pretty small little group. And we got really close in that class. So talk about what you remember.
All right, so it's kind of fuzzy, but I remember most of it. I remember the first day I walked into class, and I remember seeing Ms. Van Off, and she was like really, really happy. And at the time, I was happy too because I like school. Well, yeah. And I get into class, and I was a few people I know, but there wasn't really like a lot that I knew. And so I just sat anywhere. And I honestly didn't know what to expect the first day because it was just so wild. Like I never had a class like that. And she was just so energetic and like so positive. And it's like, you don't really get that from a lot of teachers, you know?
Yeah.
And so I ended up I had a little group of like 3 friends, and it was really, really chill. You remember Wayne?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne. And then we had, it was Wayne and 2 other people, and it was really nice. It was really nice. And that's actually, that class was the class that actually started making music. Not making music as in like beats, but like rapping.
It was the spark. So
the spark.
It was one of my creative projects that I always assign, and so I asked people to either draw or sing or do a skit, and his group decided at the very last second, if I understand correctly, to throw together some kind of a little rap. And you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the group and I literally just joked around the whole time, and whenever it was time to present, it was like that day, and we couldn't have made a PowerPoint because we didn't have a computer. And we didn't have a poster to make a poster. And so they like everybody in the group was just like, hey, just like write a rap and go up there and like say it. And I was like, okay. I mean, if that's what it takes to get an A, I'll do it. And so I ended up writing in like the 15 minutes we had left and ended up going last. And it actually turned out really, really good. And the day before that, I had made a beat. And my dad liked it so much, and he like kept playing it like throughout the house. And he was like, "You should rap on this beat, blah blah blah." And at the time, I was like, "No," because like I only make beats, like I don't rap. And that day, it was real like, wow, maybe I should like start writing music. And that's really like what sparked it. So after that, I just started writing, and that's when I made my first song. And I schooled that out. I released 2 more. Then I worked on a project, and I released that like my what's that, junior year? Yeah, junior year. And then My senior year, I released I'll Take It.
Yeah. I'll Take It as your Citizen Kane of your art. Citizen Kane, by the way, is widely regarded as the greatest movie ever made. Just in case you didn't get the reference to calling it your Citizen Kane of music, I realize not everyone might be a film nerd like I am.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Okay, yeah, me either. I don't know what it is. I think most people haven't seen that movie, but they're like, Citizen Kane is the best movie ever made because that's what Watch Mojo said. So these jokes are so much funnier in my head. I was wondering, like I'm saying, like no one's. I'm like, this is hilarious to me. I hope some of the audience members are dying laughing.
That would be good.
Point is, Out Taken was a big deal for you because we jammed to that almost every single day after it came out. I liked it. I liked it unironically. You know?
Because, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Because without taking, before Out Taken, I never, ever had a song like stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know people like sing songs in class, blah blah blah. I would just like make beats in class, like in my head and stuff. But whenever I wrote like the hook to Out Taken, it was like, wow, I literally couldn't get it out of my head until it released. And I was like 2 weeks, and it was really crazy. And then once it released, like everybody got it stuck in their head, and then it ended up getting stuck in my head again, and it was really special.
And the link to all the things we're going to talk about today are going to be in the description box below. So please check it out. It's great. So let's add a little more context to it. So because of Miss Van Oss, as you knew her now, we know her as Donna, which is something I'm still working on. Mm-hmm. Because of that in that class, it sort of sparked you taking music seriously as something you can maybe do. And then you came up with a stage name, which is
DCITM,
which stands for
DCITM stands for DeAndre Career in the Making. And like a lot of people ask me like, what does that mean? And it's more of like I'm always like making something, as in making myself, making music, like making a difference, like just making anything. Mm-hmm. And my mom jokes around with me, and she's like, "Well, when are you gonna be made?" And I was like, "I guess when I'm dead."
Never stop creating. I said at the end of our senior year, I said to the class that what you taught me. I don't tell my the closest friends I had. I'm like, you taught me this, you taught me that, and I said what you told me was that there's always something next. That was a big deal to me because I was like focused, like, oh man, we wrote the play. Okay, great, we wrote the play, and I was like done. I'm like, okay, good, my life's complete. But you like really showed me like there's always something next to do. Always. So that's when I first like, oh, that's why he's DCITM. I got it. It's been years, but I finally got it. So you started making music, and you just made it all throughout your high school career, just in your bedroom.
I mean, in my bedroom and in my garage. It was my bedroom for the longest, but my senior year in high school, I moved into my garage.
So you're like a one-man garage band.
Oh yeah, basically. And it took a lot of time because it's hard when you first start off. Nothing's easy, and
so you had to teach yourself how to do all the things, and you had to find the programs that worked for you. And
exactly, I had a few people show me like the basics and things, but I knew it was something special when because I started making music around when I was like 9 or 10, and I'm 13 years old and making better music than people that are like 20, 25. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then I got to a point where I was like satisfied with that. And so I kind of like stayed on that level for a little minute. But, I was young, so it's not like necessarily a bad thing. I feel like everybody has that point. But once you realize like that the sky is the limit, literally like there's no stopping, and it's just
which is something we try to talk about a lot here. We want to preach we want people to realize that the sky is the limit, and if you have something you want to do, which you wanted to learn how to make beats, you did it. Then you wanted to learn how to rap over those beats, and you did it. Whatever you want to do tomorrow, start today. That's what we always say here at Stay Creative, and that's exactly what you did. And look at where it got you now. I mean, because of that, we have that wonderful intro song that me and Donna both love so much. It is our favorite thing. I'm going to put it up. I think I'm going to put up, you know what? I'm going to do that before this podcast is even released. I'm just going to put the song up by itself on the channel just so it's there for people to listen to. Because right now it's split up. It's like you get the first half at the beginning, second half at the end. But you need it together. That stuff's good. Do the little R. It's like
What did how did y'all feel about the first one?
okay.
Tell me what you said about it, because that's how I kind of felt. I just didn't know how to say the word.
First one, and you know what? I'll probably put it at the end of this video. I think I'll play the first one just for everyone to get the context.
Okay.
I felt like I was listening to like the intro to like a Criminal Minds show. Like something about it was very like suspenseful and spooky.
Okay.
And it just it just kind of felt like I liked it, but it just didn't feel. It felt like really tense. You know, we wanted something relaxing,
to be like light and spacey.
Jazzy, and very like a breath of fresh air.
That's exactly.
And that's
you should have seen us. We turned it on to listen to it, and the very beginning was just a little beat, and we were like, "Oh, looking at each other," and that.
Yeah.
And then we both went,
"Oh!" So it's crazy.
And we started moving our shoulders around, and then we got that big horn sound.
And it's so crazy because I have no idea how to do that. I could not do that and that's what's so cool. I was saying, like, you had to teach yourself how to do all these things, and you didn't. You had to slowly buy, as you earn money, buy the better equipment, and had to invest your time to it. Which, like, as a teenager, it's kind of
hard.
It's hard to do that, and also it's like, sorry guys, can't go to every football game, can't go to every party, can't buy this, can't go out to eat with y'all every night, can't do that because I gotta save my money to buy equipment. That's that's dedication. That's investing as a teenager. That's the best you can do is be like, sorry guys, can't go to McDonald's with you because I gotta save every penny to get the equipment. And then you actually do it, which is impressive because I always said, like, I'm gonna save up my money to get a really cool Nerf gun, but I never did. But you got like equipment.
Actually, now I'm in the making of doing that again because like the equipment I have now it's really good. I like what I have, but I'm getting to the point to where like I feel like the equipment is kind of like holding me back.
Right.
And so I'm starting to like save money again and just redo everything. I want to like build my own studio, like not in my house this time, but like actually like a self studio, and I'll be able to like make my music there, like away from everything, and just have like when I go to that space, it's like music, you know, it's like I don't have to do chores there, I don't have to do homework there, I don't have to do this there, I don't have to cut grass there, I just go there for music, and I feel like that'll just give my brain like relaxation, you know. I don't have to worry about
it'll open up your mind for your creative process to come through.
Because it's like you're making music and then, you know, mom's like, food's ready, come eat, you know, and then that's just like kind of disrupts your path, you know, or like
you're meditating.
Yeah. Music is like really like my process with music is really tedious. You know, it's like specific. If it's not a certain way, it's gonna end up messing up.
So process, that was one of our things.
Yes.
So I know David's talked about seeing your notes, and we're like,
Yeah.
what? So talk to us about your process and your notes and kind of start to finish and your inspiration.
Concept to being on iTunes. What's that step like?
So, well, I'll start with the creative process first, and then I'll talk about iTunes after that. So the process, to me, what it is now, it's always changing because I always like find new music and I find new methods and stuff. But now what I usually do is some mornings I'll wake up and I'm like I'll wake up with an idea in my head and I just go straight there. But it's not always like that. So usually I'll listen to music for a while, kind of get a feel, and it's like whatever feeling I have, I try to replicate that in the song. And I know a beat's good or I know a song's good is when I'll sit down at the computer for like 3-4 hours. And when I get up, like my legs are literally numb. And it's like hard to like walk for a little minute. And but usually like when I joke around, because I'll make like 2 or 3 like mess around beats first to get like my brain kind of like a warm up. And then once I do that, I go ahead and start on what I really want to do. And then once I do that, it's it's really like smooth and it's not as hard, you know. And like with my notes, like whenever I like write songs, I'm starting to get better at this now because it's like when I first started writing, I would write a song and I would be like, okay, that's it. And I'm not doing anything else to it because it's fine. But now it's more like, okay, let me give it a day or two, come back to it, see what I don't like, see what I like,
Yes,
and revise it in a sense.
absolutely.
Because because to me, songs are like it's art,
Oh,
and
yes.
it's like
Of course.
and it's what I'm really proud of is that I don't. I'm really, really getting on to myself about rushing music now,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter like how long it takes if I just need to get it to where I'm satisfied. And once I'm satisfied with it, I'm ready to like release it. That's why I haven't released anything in a while because I haven't really like I've made good songs, but I haven't made like songs. I actually have made one. I've made a few, but it's just more on like the mixing side and myself side, more than just making the songs. But it's really hard to like for me to like just settle for something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So you don't try to put a lot of pressure on yourself when it comes to getting something out. You want to take your time.
Yeah. I used to be like, I used to let people get to me about that because they'd be like, come on, man, it's been like 6 months. Where's the next song? And I'm like, like I haven't like finalized a song in 6 months.
Well, I gotta say, the best things that I think that you've done have been the ones where it's been like 10 months. Oh, there's finally a new song, and then it's the best one that you've made, the best one you made. Period. You keep upping your ante, and I think it's because you're taking your time. I mean, you look back at the first stuff you made, and I don't want to make fun of you for anything, but I don't think I don't take no L's has much meaning to it.
100%.
But then you look at your new stuff, and I can tell like the real passion behind it, and like you wanted to make that because you thought it was good. It wasn't like you don't make anything because you think other people are gonna think. So is that ever something that bothers you, like thinking you need to make something because other people will think this sounds good, or how much does that influence you?
Oh well, being like a hip hop artist, kind of like it. Well, I'll be honest with you, with Take No L's and stuff like that, like that was strongly influenced, like what people wanted to hear, how they wanted it to sound. That really like made those songs like that. But then as I got older and I started realizing like, yo, this is my music and it's like I can do what I want to do with it. So that kind of lifted itself up off of me. And now it gets to the point to where like I don't even limit myself to just hip hop or rap. Like if I wanna wake up one morning and make a country song, like honestly, with all intentions, I will end up making a country song. But
Please make a country song.
maybe.
Please.
Or make a country version.
Make a country album.
Yeah.
Make a whole album. Country
version.
remix about taking. To the ranch. Whoa. Listeners, if you have not heard Outtaken, the link is in the description. Please pause this video, open it in a new tab, and go check out Outtaken and all your stuff. I think I'll link to. You have like an iTunes page, huh? Or
all right, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that at the end of the show. I ask where the best places to find them, and they'll all be linked in the description. But please listen to Outtaken, listen to all this stuff. It really is great, and that way you get some context of what we're talking about. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Please. So the kind of cringe factor comes in when you listen to your first stuff.
Oh, 100%.
I have to say though, you would not have gotten where you are without that. And the whole thing that David and I talk about all the time is that first step. Like, what does it take to get started? And so many people shy away from, well, it can't be what I want it to be. It can't be perfect. I mean, an example even for us is, our little microphone setup is going to improve. We understand that there is definitely room for improvement. But if we waited until we had every piece of equipment or every, we wouldn't have started this. And I didn't care how we started. I'm like, it is time for me. For me, it was a good 10 years in the making. For David, it was like, oh my God, in a month, his entire world is new. He's 19, and it's like a whirlwind. So
but I like it, just to clarify.
It's two very different experiences, but we were both ready to start right now, and we just did. And so we'll look back on our earliest podcast and go, ooh, I wish we had whatever. But then at the same time, if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be where we're going.
100%. Like 100%. That is so true. And it's really just comes down to how much you love it. Because I have been making music for 10 years and not once have I ever been like, I don't want to make music anymore. And that literally is what keeps me going. Mm-hmm. That is what keeps me going because I know eventually it is going to pay off. And when it does, I'm going to be the happiest man alive.
Okay, well let's go there with Dre. So I ask most people on the show, and David and I talk all the time. What is the big dream?
Oof, the big dream, the big goal.
Big goal.
The big goal is to travel the world and make music. Like, make music in different parts of the world.
So that you would have an
You
audience
think that would
coming to
fit?
see you.
Do you think that he'd go to like a different continent and make music that sort of like blends that style with you, like music all over the world? But because when I hear you say that, what I imagine is you like in India and then combining Indian music with your stuff, and then going to, I don't know, does Canada have music? Going to Canada and combining Canadian music with your stuff, and
Or did you
Chinese
just mean playing your music in other
Yeah,
parts of
yeah.
the world?
All right,
What
let
should
me
we
be
do?
more specific. So,
Specific is always very good. That's what we've learned. Is that you just got to say specifically what it is you want to go
Mhm.
for, and it's a lot easier to get there.
yeah. So a little bit of both, but I've been making music by myself for a long time, and it's kind of grown on me. And I feel like I am my like second mind in a sense. And I do go to my friends or to my parents for like opinions on things, but for the most part, I am content with myself to give like to rate and hopefully give honest feedback. And when I know I can't give myself honest feedback at that moment, I take a break, give it a day or two, and then come back. So what I meant was to be more of like make well bring not bring or make a studio to different continents and like be secluded from everything and just work on music. So for example, like let's say India, find a place that's vast, like no TVs, no service, cell phone service, none of that, and be just make music like and just enjoy.
So that's the dream.
That's the dream.
To seclude yourself and just make music.
Yeah.
So then what happens to this music after the seclusion?
Oh, and that's when
Then you get the
tours
big-
happen.
Yes. So the travel the world part is the raving fans in large stadiums across the universe.
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah. And also like making the music too, like what David said, kind of like
So the part one is the seclusion and the
Mhm.
creative process and every piece of equipment you ever wanted,
Mhm.
and then part two is sharing it with people,
The world.
and they love it, and you love sharing it.
100%. Yeah, that is the goal.
That's great.
Thank you.
You got to put that out in the universe. I'm not in fully into all this universe stuff yet. The putting things out in the universe, energy in the universe, and then asking for it and receiving, and but Donna really is, and she's really trying to teach me, and she's proven it right every time. Everything we have right now with Stay Creative is, I think, really does come from me and Donna working towards it, and then just putting that positive energy out there. Like, we're gonna do it, whether it's the universe actually handing us things, or whether it's our subconscious telling us that because we keep putting that out there, that we're doing things differently. I think it's a little bit of both. If I'm being honest, that's how I feel, and that's something we want to convey. A big part of all of these shows we want to do is to take the lessons that we're talking about and things that we unlock inside of our minds by talking with each other, and then telling that to the people listening. We want the people listening to be listening so that they can learn something from this. And so if you have anything like that to share, and I think that's what you're doing right now, maybe you don't realize it, but by having that conversation that we're having right now and what you just said, that's going out through this mic. But I look at this mic as a portal to the world, and people can get lessons from that. And so everything that you say, I just want to say, I go to the listener a lot, but it's because I want to take everything you say and make sure that it's getting to the listener and getting what they need to get out of that.
So Dre and I have had many conversations about the universe. So to be very specific, Mike Dooley has this newsletter that he sends out every weekday called The Universe Talks, TUT, or Notes from the Universe. And Dre and I both subscribe to that. And occasionally we just have to go, did you read it today? And we share it with each other. And Dre has called me before, and when he's working on some creative project, and he's given me his ideas and asking me for his feedback. And I specifically remember recently, one of our most recent, because I haven't talked to you in a little while, but I said, Dre, it sounds like you're really trying to force this to happen instead of, and I didn't even have to say it, he said, instead of letting it happen. And so I feel like when you surrender to your desire, it happens. And David and I are just prime examples of that. Just everything we talked to each other about our idea, and then things just have happened already in such an exponential way, and they just keep going. And one specific thing that happened this week is that I knew I wanted to create something, and I kept thinking all these different ideas I had for it. I just thought and I thought, and I finally just, I've already mentioned that I meditate every day. And in meditation, I was just like, I want to find this answer, and I'm open, whatever, show me what I need to see. And I found a piece of paper somewhere, and I looked at it, and I'm like, that's exactly what I need to do. And I showed David, and he was like, that's exactly what we need to do.
And within a day, we did it. We made it.
We made what we needed to make that day, that exact day. That's happened to me before. I'll think about something that I really feel very strongly that, like, I really need this answer, or I want this, or I need to get this, or whatever. And I again send it to the universe, but you open yourself to it. You just
gotta let it happen.
Yes, you gotta let it happen. Right.
And it's now when I get them, because I don't read them like every day, but I try to read them as much as I can. And when I do read them, it's like, okay, that's what I needed to hear. Thank you. And then, it just makes my whole day better. Or I take something out of it, and it really helps.
Yeah.
But if you aren't subscribed to it, like, please subscribe to it. Like, it helps. It really
amazing.
does.
So you think you would definitely say opening up your mind to the universe helps you in your art.
Oh,
100%. It helps your creative flow.
It helps, yeah, because like we're human, and so these things like blocks and these things like letting other people deter your what you're making and rushing things, that's going to happen. But you just have to relax and just let it happen. Like, okay, for one example, my idol, my idol.
I was about to ask you what inspires you.
Who inspires me is Tame Impala, and he is his real name. Well, yeah, Tame Impala. A lot of people confuse him with a band, but he's actually one person, and he does everything by himself, secluded and alone. And he makes his music. He plays like 4 instruments, and what he does just fascinates me. And I'll actually tell you how I found him. And his name's Kevin Parker, if I didn't say it. Yeah. So I was in my room, and Apple Music suggests albums for you. And so his album Currents was suggested. And so I was like, that's a really cool cover. I feel like I've seen that before. So I clicked on it, and I listened to his most popular song. And I was like, this is really, really good. And so I just kept listening to that song. And so I ended up branching out, listening to the album, like the first half, because I couldn't listen to the second half because I was so obsessed with the first half. And so, like a few years back, I must have found Tame Impala like a year ago, 6 months to a year ago. But like 2 years ago to 3 years ago, do y'all know Donald Glover, Childish Gambino?
Yeah. Donald Glover.
Atlanta,
yeah.
the TV show. Yeah. So when that first aired, when the commercial aired for it, he had this song playing, and I was like, I have to find this song. I was like, this song is amazing, and so I couldn't find it. I could not find the song. So I was like, oh, well. And so one day I was walking on campus, and I was listening to the second half of the album. And I was literally in front of the Southeastern Library. And that song came on, and that part came on, and I stopped. I stopped walking. And I was like, this is it. This is the song.
But it had been on the second half the whole time.
And I never listened to it. And after I heard that song, I did not listen to another song for 2 weeks. I just listened to that same song because it's an adventure. It's an adventure. And that's what I want to portray with my music. I just want you, when you listen to it, I want you to be like, yo, I just want you to flow with it, And that's why I like Tame Impala so much. And he's literally changed my music life and my life in so many ways. It's just, he's what inspires me, man. It's crazy.
So you would definitely agree that art can change your life?
Oh, 150%.
I want to find somebody who says no and then punch him in the face. That's why I'm going to ask
call me up when you find them.
Art is so important. It's the most important thing. Movies. I'm a big film guy. Now I love music, but music is not my art.
Yeah.
but I love making film, and film has changed my life so much. So I would assume you have the same connection to music. I would assume that Donna has the same connection to a lot of things, because I can't even pick one art for you. Like,
I'm saying, bro.
Writing and acting, which, man, I'm getting sidetracked. There's so many things I want to ask you about, but because you mentioned Donald Glover a second ago.
Yes.
You've always reminded me of Donald Glover.
Really?
Childish Gambino.
Really?
Yes, because, of course, he is an incredible actor, and he's hilarious. Did you know he voiced Miles Morales in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon? Just a fun fact. I don't know if you like Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, I've never seen it. My sister's seen it. She told me he was in it. And I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Point is, he's the coolest freaking dude in the world, and now he's in the Spider-Man movies playing Prowler, and God, I love him with all my heart. But anyway, you've always reminded me of him, because not only do you like to make music, but you were in theater for a year in our first theater class together, and we talked about it. I believe it was last week's episode. The play that we wrote.
Yes.
Oh, right.
High School, Another Day, Another Test. And the scene that we talked about, because we asked the question, is art a democracy? And we brought up the scene of Tristan's suicide, and how there were a few students who wanted to change it. So that kind of brought up the conversation of that scene, and we started talking about you, and like, we got to wait for Dre to get here, because you wrote that scene. The climax of the play, it just all forms a great, you're an amazing artist when it comes to music. I really hope you go back into acting and writing one day. I hope you see that in your future somewhere, because you were great in the theater class. So let's talk a little bit about, like, why did you want to join theater? What did you think to get out of it? Was it for somehow your music career? Was it just for Donna? Like, what? And then what did it become? Is that what you expected? Like, what happened there?
Okay, well, I'll start off. So we didn't talk about his other 2 years with me.
Oh, good point. Good point.
As a junior, you were in my
Speech one?
First
hour.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
how could I forget that?
Yes.
That was the most amazing class. We went through trauma together, which we're not going to get into here, but that class held me together. We were a very small group, and we all bonded with each other so much. And I remember, actually, at the beginning of the year, Dre had been in my 7th hour the year before, and it was a small group that bonded so much. And he just wasn't feeling it at the hour. It just wasn't really coming together. But when it did, it was one of the most meaningful experiences of my teaching career. But then he knew I was going to be teaching theater the next year, and I begged him, like I begged so many, please come do this. And he was definitely one of the leaders of the group. I had several seniors step up, and he was definitely one of them. He got one of the biggest roles in our first play. Do you remember how many lines you had?
Well, it was like 217, something like that.
And that was his first acting on stage ever. But he blew that out of the water. But we would like to know the questions David asked you, and somewhere in the middle of that, how did you come up with this big scene about suicide? And just talk about whatever you want to about what the theater class was like for you.
Okay. So after like getting close to the speech, end of the speech year, because I always knew Miss Donna loved theater, and she came up to me one day and she was like, "Hey, I'm having a drama class. Would you like to be in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Because like I love Miss Donna, and I knew it was gonna be fun, so I ended up taking it, and the first was the Brothers Grimm Spectacular Dawn. And I was looking through like the parts, and I was like, I don't really like see anything that I'm like feeling. And then I saw the narrator one, and I was scared of the lines. I'm not even gonna stunt. I was really scared of like the lines. And then Taylor told me she wanted to do narrator 2, and I was like, well, I kind of want to do narrator 1. She was like, do it, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I ended up doing it. And when like memorizing lines just wasn't that hard, because and that was really, really fun. I had so much fun. That also changed my life too, because it was like some things just call to you, and you just do really good at it. And it's just, that's how I felt everybody was. I felt theater was just an outlet, like, David says, with Ms. Van Oss's class. It's just an outlet to get things out. And then after that, I actually wrote the part from High School Another Day, Another Test just as a small part because I didn't want to like. I felt if I would have been like, let me be the main character this time, it would have been more of like, okay, he's kind of like getting a big head type thing. So I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna write a little part, have my little thing and just go off stage. And so I bring it to Miss Vanoss, and she was like, this kind of like fits with like everything. So how about like we make this like the climax of like the whole play? And I was like, okay, that's that.
So much for living into the background.
Yeah, like so much for just going on stage and hopping off. But David said that like a lot of people like didn't like the part. Well, not a lot, but like
It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, it was like a few people that like was iffy about it. But it's just sometimes like it's just things that I know would just be beneficial because I want to like try and help people with my art too, like like an outlet.
Mhm.
And I knew it was gonna be something special, and so I just didn't give up on it. And I was like, no, we like have to do it. And Miss Vanoss didn't either. I feel like she saw that potential in it too,
Definitely.
and we ended up keeping it, and it was amazing. And my sister, she came up to me like right afterwards, and she told me she was like, when you did that suicide part, like I just started bawling in the audience, and I was like, wow, it's crazy.
Well, I think a lot of people had that reaction, and we talked about it last week what the scene was, but just a little quick refresher. The character that you wrote and then played was named Tristan, and he was he was a poet, and he sort of sat in the background, shy kid, away, didn't really like to talk to people, and got to a breaking point in the play. Mostly a big part of it because of my character, Jonathan, who was the bully, but he became complex himself, and then Tristan in a incredibly emotional scene, which you made music for, by the way.
That's
Like,
what I was thinking.
you made music for, which just like blew me away. And then I think a lot of things that came from that scene were just like so. It was like watching when I watch film, I like to analyze like that shot is so weird, and that's how I saw that scene because I had the privilege of getting a night where I wasn't on stage, but you were still on stage and watching it, and it was just incredible everything that was happening. He had the set we made when he took the pills. It was art. It was pure art. And anyway, Tristan in the play, he takes a bunch of pills and attempts suicide. But then he does not die. He recovers and learns a lesson through it and comes back now getting the support that he needs. And it really, I think, touched a lot of people in the audience when a few people were afraid. I mean, even me, we talked the story about how I had a lot of anxiety about it because I didn't know exactly how people were going to feel about it. I didn't know how people were going to feel about being at a high school and watching a kid swallow pills. Like we're showing a kid swallow pills on stage. That's a shock. I mean, that's a shocking moment. Nobody expects that to happen when they go see a high school play. But I think that benefited it, and I think that like putting that shock in your art and really shooting for it just was incredible. But that's the context of it is sad kid tried to kill himself, survived.
Well, I would like to ask, because I never really knew, how did you come up with the concept of the people coming to see you when you were kind of in between?
Yeah, please tell us this whole process, how this
did you
came
come up with the scene?
Because you just showed up one day with the full scene, like here you go, and we did not change a thing about it.
Well, honestly, I want to say I can't really remember.
Well, that's fine.
But
I will say
yeah.
too, that there are many scenes on stage where people try to commit suicide, and either they do or they don't. But for you to show the in-between, where you had the scenes where people come to speak to you like the ghosts of Christmas Past or the different ghosts of the Scrooge, that was what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
That was so genius. It just absolutely let us see the girl that you kind of liked, what she really thought about you. And so it was almost like their actual higher self was visiting you in your state. And the Jonathan character was trying to explain to you in that moment that he, really didn't want you to hurt yourself. And there were 3 people that saw you. Who was the first one? I can't remember the other one. Do you remember?
The first one was I don't remember if her name was Lila, right? Or what was it? Delilah. Delilah was the girl he liked.
Yeah.
There were 3. It was Delilah. It was me,
The Jonathan character.
the Jonathan character, and it was the Patriotic Pelican.
Yes. That's what it was.
I don't remember. I think it was either me or Delilah first,
Yes.
and then
It was
Pelican last.
Delilah first, then it was you,
Right.
and it was
Yeah.
Pelican.
So
Yeah.
the girl he had a crush on, and then his bully, and then a hero.
Well, and an interesting hero, because this was a boy who sat in the room and never said anything, but always left. And then, of course, every time he left, this hero character would come back to save the day. Of course, everybody knew exactly who was the patriotic Pelican.
It's a very funny bit.
It was a funny bit.
Which spun off into its own play the following year, but that's a whole other story.
Yes, it is. And one day we'll interview the author of that one, but he's
Yes.
in boot camp right now. But the thing was, all the different pieces, all the different pieces that people had written just started shaping themselves into the story. And when Dre showed me the scene, it was like, you know what? If this goes here and this goes here, we put this there. It just clicked. Every single thing clicked right into place. And then David brought up that when Dre was working on the scene at rehearsal one day, he's like, look, I put this together. And he played some music that just kind of slowly built, because he had a very long kind of emotional poem type thing that he said. And he finished at rehearsal, and we were all just like, mouths just falling open. Wow. I was just stunned. I knew it was good, and he made it better. So I just thought that was truly phenomenal. It was amazing to see that.
I actually remember now of like how it like came to be. I want to say I was making music that day, and it was like kind of like a dark vibe, and then I had like theater in the back of my head, and somehow it like just crept up. And
so you let it come.
Yeah, and it just literally just came, and that's like I can't explain. Like, it's not like, oh, I thought in depth about it and I couldn't sleep. It just happened.
That is
you know?
so amazing. That was another question I was going to ask you, because the whole couldn't sleep. You've listened to the first podcast.
Yes.
Our first one.
Yes.
You heard my story about how I couldn't sleep. So for the other question that I brought up is, have you ever felt like something just came through you? And it sounds to me like you're saying this scene just fell into your head. It came through you.
And that's why I said like my creative process is like unique, because it's like every idea that I have literally just.
Well, you have to put yourself in the right state though. And so I feel like it's so important, the idea of sitting there first, doing a few warm-ups to kind of get yourself in the space. So you're not trying to make something, you're just fiddling
and messing around.
Yes, the stuff you do know, so that you can then open yourself up to what you don't know, and it just comes through.
Yeah.
I love that.
I brought this up originally because I really just want to know. I want to know what you have coming up next, creatively speaking, as in like music, but also, do you ever see yourself going back to the stage or writing again? Do you see that as part of your creative future, or not really? I mean, I'm not going to be offended if you say no, but you should say yes. But if you say no, it's okay.
You put the hammer down, David.
Well,
I have a knife to this throat.
Well, music-wise, I have this project I've been working on for a year, and it's gonna be really, really good. That's all I can really say about it. It's gonna be really, really good, and like I'll actually tell you what came about it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
is this an exclusive?
Yeah, this is
You heard it here first.
So one day I was like at Southeastern, we have these piano labs, so I always went up there and always like mess around with the piano. And one day I had like this like really troubling thing going on, and it was just really like emotional for me. And I just sat down and just started playing, and then the song just came. Yeah, it came, and it was like when I finished, I was like, yo, like wow, like it just brought me even like lower, because it was like it was life changing. And then I took that song and I was like, I'm not just releasing this as one song. It has to have a body around it. And so I dabbled around with like a few projects, like messing around with it. And then one time this project like came, and it's called, well, yeah, the project's called Alt, ALT. And it's and that's the body that's gonna go incorporate with the song. And I've been working on it for a while, and it's it's gonna be really special. I feel like it's gonna be really good. I'm not gonna rush it, I'm just gonna keep doing it. And as far as like writing and like performing, I can definitely see that like in the future.
Oh, good. Okay. I can put away the shotgun.
Yeah, the Nerf gun, as it were.
I do have a Nerf gun.
He does. He brought it to the house.
I think it channels my creative energy.
That's a new one for me. Now I know. Now I know what to get you for Christmas.
And like, if I ever need it, I can like, oh, hey, you need some more energy. Shoot you with it.
Yeah.
Please give me a Nerf gun for Christmas.
I will.
That'd be
I'll
awesome.
even let you tell me what kind you want.
I will.
Oh my god!
Amazon link. I always wanted one with turrets, and it's like,
All right.
this is so off. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
I'm going to get back on track. So you told me one time about a concert, and I think you had it planned. Is that still something?
It's definitely still something. It's just that I want to get like the project done, and like once I get everything straight,
More content.
and it's
So tell us about finding time, because I know that's very difficult while you're in school.
oh yeah. I know I say this a lot, but time it just comes. Like it's not something like usually like because last semester I went to school Monday through Thursday, and I'll probably get home like around 2 or 3, and then I'll like do schoolwork, or if I don't, I'll like make music. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'll be at work. So Friday I'll make music until I go to work. Saturday I make music after, and then Sunday I make music after.
Now, is that a set schedule?
Yeah, like it depends on how work goes, or it depends on how like I'm feeling. But now it's been a lot easier for me for summer, but I've just been learning a whole bunch of stuff now, and that's what I plan on doing, just learning and like experimenting with like songs until I get the money to like make the whole new studio.
And let's talk about that. Are you going to go rent space somewhere, or?
It depends. Like if renting space is what is the better option, yes. But I would want to like buy everything flat out. So I wouldn't have to worry about renting. But if renting is what happens, then I wouldn't have a problem with that.
These are the big goals.
Where do you want it to be?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be here, but someplace that's not like busy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to be like in
Well,
the heart and soul.
we need a studio too.
Oh,
So,
okay,
right?
okay.
You know what? Maybe we start
Saying.
Stay Creative Studios. We
Yes.
rent out a space to you, and Little Wayne can have one too. It can be a
Absolutely.
huge
And here we
little
go.
community. Oh yeah, I don't think he's allowed in Louisiana anymore. Anyway,
Anyway,
well-
we never talked about iTunes.
Oh yeah, we
Did you
haven't.
have another thought? Because we can always come back to iTunes.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
it brought me to a random story, but I want to ask how everyone's week went.
Well, let's do that after iTunes.
We can do that.
iTunes on.
Little Wayne relates to my weekend in a weird way.
Okay,
We'll
so
see.
iTunes, and then let's talk about our week.
So with iTunes, I was a sophomore. Yeah, I want to say I was a sophomore. And back then, the music outlet was like SoundCloud, and
Right.
that really wasn't working because I wanted to be like taken seriously. So I started looking on like how to like put your music on like actual distributing companies like iTunes and Spotify and stuff like that, and I actually found one, and I started uploading the music there. And just recently, I've this might be a little heartbreaking, guys, but just recently I've removed all the music like off of iTunes and Spotify. Yeah,
Because
I need to like let it go. I just need to
Start fresh.
start fresh.
Outtaken included. And your most recent thing.
Okay, actually, like my most recent, like Outtaken and the 2 other songs that I released are on YouTube.
What are the
like,
2 songs called?
Omni and Filibuster.
I couldn't. I
Yeah.
remember Filibuster. I couldn't remember the other
Yeah.
ones. I love those. Have you heard those?
I don't know.
We'll listen to them after. They're like really epic. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Okay.
Really
So yeah, they're on YouTube. Like it's not like I ghosted them, but just like the kind of like you know how like authors have like a series of books. They call it discographies for music, and I just want mine to be like I just want it to start fresh, and everything I put out, don't put it out until I love it. And I feel like not having anything there is gonna make me work harder to actually do it.
That makes sense. There are a ton of videos on my first YouTube channel that are never going to see the light of day again. They're done. They're down.
That's
And
good.
start over. I mean, I went through and I was like when we started this, I was like, I need to go get rid of a couple things because this is just not up to the quality that I need it to be at. It's
But
just,
like I said earlier, that's where you started.
that's where I started.
Yeah, exactly.
But that can be for me. Some of them can be for me.
Yeah.
You know what? One day I will re-upload. Do you think you'd ever re-upload that stuff? No,
I'm sorry.
come on.
No.
What if you're like the biggest rapper in the world? Is it really going to hurt you for everyone to hear Technoels?
Me personally, yes. Yeah,
You'd
I'm
be
sorry,
embarrassed,
like,
but you can overcome that.
I mean, I would, but it'll be. I'm telling you, dude. Like, it'll hurt me really bad. It's not because like people listen to it and they're like, no, it's actually good. Like some people still think Technoels is like my best song.
Really?
Yes, but it's just me. Like, there's some things I just can't allow, and that's one of those.
It does sound like when I listen to that other stuff, it's like it doesn't sound like I'm listening to the same person you yet. It sounded like it was this idea of what you thought you wanted to be.
Exactly.
This bad hip hop, this like, you know, tough hip hop artist on SoundCloud. Like, I don't take no L's, but like it's not
It's not me. Yeah, 100%. And Outtaken and Omni and Filibuster, that's not me.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Like the stuff I'm making now, I can't explain in words how like defining it is. Like it literally takes me, and it's a journey. It just goes and goes. It's really, really nice, man. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. Actually,
I can't either.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, so Lil Wayne.
Yes.
You know what? Actually, I think I'm having such a great time talking to Dre that I want to split this into 2 hours.
Sounds true.
Make it 2 episodes, and we're going to come up on the end of the first hour. So I'm going to save the Lil Wayne story for the following podcast, the second hour. We're going to end this first hour with some more meaningful things. I want to know, are you okay with that, Donna, my partner? Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I'm aware that me and Donna are always on the same page, but I truly do care about her opinion. So I always got to be like, is that where you're feeling?
Well, what David and I are learning is that what we think is so similar that we almost don't have to ask.
Yeah.
But we are also very considerate of each other and still ask anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to know, Dre, do you have any creative tips and thoughts? Like, what is it you want to share with the world that you can share right now? Put it out there.
Okay. If I can share anything to somebody that's listening right now, and they're either wanting to make music or wanting to make film or just wanting to do something that you love, is one, don't be afraid to do it. It's more of like, not as in like, I don't know if I'm going to be good at it, but it's more of like, I don't know if my friends are going to like me if I do it, or I don't know if my parents are going to want me to do it. I don't know if this is going to be a good thing. Like honestly, I tell myself this when I get in these situations. I don't get in them as much anymore because it's kind of like installed. But honestly, at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is really yours. And it's like, I'm not trying to be like mean or like rude when I say that, but I say that because the people that disagree with you or want to bring you down are the ones that are being mean and the ones that are being rude. So they're taking the anger out on you for something they weren't able to accomplish. And you just have to set that aside and be more of like, and it's going to suck. I'm not going to lie. It's going to suck, but it's going to pay off in the long run. I promise. Because you're going to be content and happy with yourself.
And I have to add to that it doesn't always suck, first of all. Because when you're following your own dreams, sometimes it's okay with other people. But what I really wanted to tack on to what you said is that when you do what you want to do, it truly benefits everyone else. So you have probably found that the people who were against you or who said mean things at the beginning are looking at you now like, yeah,
pretty much.
They have come around. And again, even if they don't, you know that you're doing what you love, and enough other people, and even if it is only yourself, if you're fulfilling the passion that you came to this earth with, and that to me is just so important, which is why we stay creative, to preach that. You do what you love and start doing it today, so that without fear of judgment.
And so please send us anything you have like that, anything is you want to share. Please, we want to see it genuinely. Send it to us at davidanddonnacreative@gmail.com with the subject creative podcast or anything like that fits, that would give us the idea. And we'd love if with your permission, please put it in the email. We'd love to share it on the show. So one last thing, I just had a moment. Creative conversations.
Mhm.
I want to ask a lightning round questions to you real quick. Just 4 little creative things.
Okay.
What's your favorite TV show?
Ooh, Naruto.
What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, movie, Prisoners.
Oh, that's good stuff.
2012.
That's good stuff. What is your favorite song?
New Person, Same Old Mistakes by Tame Impala.
Oh, that's what I thought was going to lose him. And your favorite book?
Ooh, favorite book. Ooh. Oh, right now I want to say I can't remember the author's name, but it's Silence and Where It Comes From.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Anything else for Dre, Donna?
Ooh, goodness.
And remember, we got another second hour coming. We're going to keep going. Which
We can always talk to Dre. We
Yes.
always have something to talk about with Dre. I don't have lightning round questions.
That's okay.
And I did already ask you if you have felt the flow. That's one of my big questions. Well, I do, because we've talked about it so much. What was a true universe moment for you? One of those things where things just clicked and you can only think to your mind, universe, because we say it to each other so often when we speak.
Let me see. I want to say I was trying to think. Music-wise, I would have to say one day I was making a beat for the upcoming project, and I was just like, this isn't gonna work. And so
We keep hearing the buzz. So keep going.
keep going. It's fine.
And so I end up making all right. So I was making a beat. And I couldn't figure out what I was gonna do with it. But I wanted it to be more of like nature-ish. I wanted to have like nature sounds in it. And I was picturing like birds in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went on the internet and I was looking for birds. And I couldn't find any birds like chirping. Well, I did find them, but they were like either someone was like 5 hours long or they was like really, really bad quality. And so I ended up taking a break and going to my room and falling asleep. And guess what I woke up to?
Birds chirping.
Exactly. And so I went outside and I recorded it, and
it was exactly what you needed.
Exactly what I needed.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Dre, I'm very happy you came on the show. Did you? I'm sorry. Were you about to say something too?
Well, I told you the Krispy Kreme story.
You
did. I
did.
tell you the Krispy Kreme story?
No.
Did you tell me the Krispy Kreme story?
I think you did tell me the Krispy Kreme story. Your husband was involved with it, something like that. Yeah, you did tell me
we'll
that.
Talk,
I remember.
Yeah. We'll
Should
tell
I
it.
save it?
Let's save it for the second hour. You guys can check it out.
There is a Krispy Kreme universe story coming up.
And Lil Wayne, don't forget. So Dre, real quick, tell us where we can find you, and all these links will be in the description below.
Where you can find me, Instagram, Twitter, DCITM, YouTube, DCITM Music. There's a few like unreleased snippets on there, but it's snippets. And honestly, like if you want any creative advice or anything, just send me a inbox or just
slide into his DMs.
Yeah, that'll be perfectly fine. I'll give you genuine feedback because like taking care of people.
That's great, Jay. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank y'all, man.
And guys, if you want more of this, check it out next week, or maybe we'll put it on our website. I'm not sure yet. I'll leave it in the description once we've officially decided what to do with the next hour with DCITM, DeAndre Creer. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And guys, thank you so much for listening. Stay creative.